Coming to you from their living rooms, it's the Day After Show with Danielle Staub and Yvette.
I just can't help myself. Pay attention, please.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Day After Show with yours truly, Danielle Staub, and my co-host,
Yvette. How's it going, guys? We also have a special guest today. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, you'd think I would be like a real lady and introduce her first, but I mean, without further ado, without stepping on Yvette, we have very excited to have a special guest with us today, all the way from Beverly Hills, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, to be specific. And this is Dana Wilkey. Hi, Dana.
Hey, you guys. How are you?
I'm good. Here on the East Coast, we're doing pretty good. What about you guys out there?
Well, actually, a little twist of fate. I'm in Miami now.
Oh, you bitch.
Yes. So
It's funny,
yeah,
folks. She was asking if we curse on the show before the show, and I said it's a prerequisite. So yeah, it's a requirement.
I
Miami
struggle to
must be
communicate without that.
It's really difficult. I mean, it's a lazy thing with me, but I so enjoy it, so I'm not going to stop it. I go through my little I fast on it every once in a while, and then I hear myself and I'm like, oh, who the fuck am I? What am I, around professors right now at a university? No, fuck no. I'm going to throw it down like a hood. You know?
Yeah, keep it real, girls. That's what people want to hear anyway.
Absolutely fine. I've always been a little ghetto glam myself, so it doesn't matter. But my stuff is high-end couture. They can take me out of the ghetto, but they can't take me out of my couture. So with that said, we are going to have some fun here, Dana. This is how it works. We do a little bit of hot topics. So we're going to talk about the episode last night of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. And of course, I'd love to have you back when we break down Beverly Hills Housewives. That's going to be fun. So I want to welcome you on as one of the first housewives actually to come on here with me and help me let people see behind the curtain, so to speak. And what's really could be happening, not the perception of what's happening, but what really could be happening. So on these hot topics, we're going to start with, what do you think, Yvette?
Well, I mean, the show picks up at their little dinner. I've never seen so many red men sitting at one dinner table. The hot
white
topic,
guys, man, they just burn, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's called SPF 50, but I mean,
there's a few doctors out there around. I mean, they should be wearing sunscreen. But go ahead.
Apparently, there's this huge problem with Jennifer having a husband that provides for her, which I personally don't think is strange at all. But Margaret kind of threw that jab at her. This is kind of a pickup from last week's episode. You know, they had their little argument, and
here's Margaret Joseph's problem. Margaret Josephs is not happy unless everyone is miserable. That's why the bitch took 4.5 years of an affair and smeared it in her husband's face before telling him, oh, by the way, I fell madly in love 4.5 years ago. And instead of leaving you, I've been collecting my money to save up to leave you. And now when I'm with him, I'm going to destroy every marriage in my sight because nobody should be happy because I am a miserable bitch. There you go. That's Margaret Josephs in a heartbeat. So why would she be happy for Jennifer? Look at this. Look at it this way. And Dana, I want to have your input on this.
I'm all ears.
If Marty Caffrey were the man that Bill Aiden is, Marty Caffrey and I might still be together. But instead, Marty took the bait, hook, line, and sinker from Margaret Josephs and decided it was more important to get a little more camera time than I'd already given him as his wife than being married to me. So now we all know who the real hooker is here. I mean, please. If Marty hadn't taken that bait, I would consider him a man. Bill is a man and he waits on his wife like a real man should, because only a strong man can get on his hands and knees beneath his wife, who pushes their children through that vagina came 5 kids. They should be happy. And Margaret is jealous because she has to work because she just ain't all that after all. And she married a plumber. So what do you think, Dana?
Wow. Well, I feel like Jennifer Aiden is kind of like, she's not that likable in my opinion. I think she's really it's really challenging to like her. I don't know why. I was kind of joyous when she face planted in the pool, you know, in the patio last week.
Savage.
Yeah. So I was like, there was like a
I
little.
remember, Yvette, the Beverly Hills Housewives, they know how to party, man. We're talking about Hollywood, baby. They're throwing it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before we even get out of bed, they're already well lit into the night.
I feel like you guys are drinking a lot more now on the show, though. I see like everyone going to Slushy Town a lot quicker now.
You gotta
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
numb it up, baby, to go in there. It's like going to the front lines of the housewives. You know you're under attack. When I walk into a room, I know it's all on me.
Well,
I'm going to carry that scene to the very end. I might as well get drunk while doing it because I'm going to do the same shit anyway.
Exactly. And it helps, you know, it does help you kind of get through it. It's like taking medicine. But Jennifer, I felt like had the best comeback at the table. Okay. So that said that Jennifer is annoying to me. She had the best comeback at the dinner table. I think they were at La Moderna. Or was that right?
Yes.
La Modena. Yeah. So they're sitting down at La Modena and let me just get my notes here. She says something like, you know, you're a slut. Jennifer calls Margaret basically like a slut. And then Margaret says, well, your husband is your meal ticket. Something like that.
And so what's the big deal? Her vagina gave him the meals to provide for her. What the fuck, man? What is wrong with
Margaret tries to be very manipulative, right? And she tries to do a Me Too movement tactic.
Oh, did you not hear me being all over that? Because I am a part of that movement. Okay. I was raped as a child and sodomized. That's how I grew up. I didn't get a childhood. At the age of 8, that was where that name Beverly came from. That was my rapist calling me Beverly when he'd climb on top of me. And so for Margaret to go ahead and throw that into my face, and then she's going to pretend to be a part of a Me Too movement, that bitch can go fucking suck a dick. She really can. She had consensual sex with a hot older guy. She should have just been grateful that a man was attracted to her.
Well, all I can tell you is I thought that the fact that Jennifer called out that she said she kind of, you know, he was in a position of power, but she sort of wanted it. And that she said specifically, it wasn't a Me Too moment for her. I loved that because she reminded the audience it's so easy to forget, you know? So I really appreciated that comeback for Jennifer. I don't really get Margaret saying that, you know, her being a housewife is a bad thing to a rich doctor. Like, what the fuck is wrong with that?
What does Margaret want to be married to? Just because she married a broke ass plumber doesn't mean that, you know, I thought she was happy. She left the guy of wealth. I mean, this is what she wanted.
I don't know. I mean, have you read any of her book yet? Margaret's book?
I wouldn't read a page of a lie from that. I mean, that bitch literally, to get published by Simon and Schuster, I had a memoir published by them. They came after me for my memoir in season 1. It was the first one in the franchise written. Wow. Simon and Schuster published me. That is a part of the Me Too movement, that book. That's a memoir. This one here, talking about poor me, my mother drank too much and I was left alone. You had a mother and you had somebody taking care of you. She is not a good person. She's not a real person to me. And to read that book would be like,
well, I want to comment
everything I believe in.
Yeah, I want to comment on that because I rewatched the scene that you guys had that was supposedly, you know, it was like everyone had a heart attack over, where they were saying all this shit about you being doing that porn or whatever on the show, and they were making fun of you, and I thought that was so shitty. And then you were in a position where you had kind of attacked back, but I kind of was like, I was shocked you didn't do more. Yeah. Pull her fucking hair. And that's the truth.
And
like,
that was
from Beverly Hills and I'm watching it. I'm going,
I'm a peaceful person, but man, you push me too hard and you suggest something at the right moment, I am going to go local on you. Well, I mean, literally, I drugged that bitch out the door and I don't know where the strength came from because she's a little bit larger than I.
Well, I think that, that was definitely it was, it was a button for you for sure. And I was surprised that her ponytail didn't pop off because doesn't she wear hair extensions?
Yeah, I actually said that. That's a solid pony, I gotta say, because I really drug her. Yeah, she could hang from that thing, literally.
But she did the first thing by getting everybody to turn on you, and then you.
But Dana, that was at the end of 2 years that had been going on. 2.5 years she had been doing that. She ruined my wedding. She went after my husband, who was a pussy, or he wouldn't have done what he did. She literally, admittedly said, I had my eye on all her things. That's why, I got it after, her and Marty broke up. She stole my stuff from me.
Didn't she buy your couch?
She didn't buy it. She stole it. She knew the realtors. Yeah, she wants to make up this story. It's like, would your ex-husband ever be caught dead calling a nemesis of yours that you had at work? Say I worked at a bank. Would the same situation occur? No. She doesn't have anything, so she's pretending, as always, to be relevant. And in order to stay relevant, she's got to keep up with her old tricks. Well, an old whore and old tricks just don't mesh.
Well, let me tell you something, Danielle. I have to say the gossip on the internet agrees with you, because supposedly there's all these lawsuits. She didn't pay a friend of her back $200,000. That was reported. There was some other litigation that involved her recently, actually, where she owed money to somebody and they were suing or whatever. Oh, it was a brand, the Whale Company.
And Ms. Vines?
Yes.
Yep.
And so
that's $300,000 there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple $1 million in another brand that's suing her as well for using not just the logo. There was another one that they used. She used the exact print of whatever it was that they were using. Maybe that was the whale thing, but she had a handful of them. And to borrow money from your friends, what do you think about that? Like, I've been wondering why it is that the cast doesn't bring it up. When I tried to bring it up, that's what was done to me at that boutique that day. When I said to her, I said, your court papers are pretty lengthy, but I didn't bring them to a shopping day with the girls. So mine are from 45 years ago. So what else you got to say?
Well, they're like a very nosy couple in general. They like seem to insert themselves in everybody's business. And that kind of is why I guess they have this trust from all their friends and stuff. But even in last night's episode, I mean, Melissa and Joe are bickering, and here's Margaret and Joe stuck in the middle again between another married couple. So they just can't seem to mind to their own.
Hold on. Wait. That is so important. Wait, we can't gloss over that. Didn't Margaret's husband lie? He lied.
That's what it seems like.
And nobody said anything.
To call it out,
nobody said anything. How is that possible? Where was
his name? Is Joe Benigno. Joe Plumber Benigno, and he did lie. You're right.
He lied. He said on camera that we all saw that he heard the rumor. And then Margaret said, so you saying that did you hear the rumor? And he said no at the table. So he lied.
Yeah, when she said, did you hear it in Inglewood? Did you hear it in Tenafly? Like, what the hell's wrong with her?
But what's wrong with him?
So Margaret told him.
What's wrong with him?
Literally.
Like,
I believe Margaret told him. Here's my theory.
All right,
Margaret, because I know Margaret. She told him during Pillow Talk. And the reason she got so mad when Jennifer called her out, or when somebody said, well, your husband said something, and she started going off. That's when she lost her shit, when she knew she was caught. So she knew then that Joe had said something, and Joe Benigno said something to Joey Gorga, the mooch over there, the little pretend guy. Literally, that's how it got started. It was with Margaret. So she's going to start throwing Teresa heavily under the bus. This is my theory. And it's going to keep happening more and more and more. And then when she takes on Teresa, I'm the only one in history to take on Teresa, and I'll do it again, that bitch. Literally made history when I got a table flipped at me and told her to pay attention, please. And that deserved a table being thrown at me. So Margaret Josephs doesn't scare me, except for the fact that she's a little different than Teresa. Margaret is a dog with a bone and doesn't stop. Like I know some of her close friends that she grew up with, and they have come to me and said, just don't want my name involved, because when she gets her teeth back into us, she doesn't let go. Or my husband doesn't want her around, or my wife doesn't want her around. You know, there's a lot of people that don't really like Margaret Josephs in the real world.
Right.
And Dana, what are your thoughts on when to Jackie? Jackie said something, it was derogatory about Melissa. And Melissa was the one when Melissa and Joey were going through their stuff. And I can't remember the exact words, but I remember saying in my live, oh my God, did Jackie just kind of go for Melissa? Didn't she say something about Melissa and how Melissa behaves? And if she didn't behave that way, Joey wouldn't feel so insecure. And then I'm thinking right before that, Melissa was defending Jackie against her own sister-in-law. Like, be careful, Jackie, careful.
Well, I think Jackie's, potentially not coming back next season. So,
I don't think she should. If she's as smart as she keeps saying she is, I think she should just stay home with her beautiful family and enjoy life. You got all that money, girl. What are you doing this for?
Yeah.
You know?
Supposedly she has a lot of money. She has a trust account. So yeah, not hers, hers.
Yeah. Well, her dad went to prison too, but we'll save that for another
Oh,
show.
shit. Oh, you better say that on my show. Dishing
Bitch,
drama,
it's
Dana
Jersey.
Wilkey.
Yeah.
It's Jersey. It's dirty Jersey. That's what happens here in
It. Oh
Jersey.
my God. I should have probably
It's
been
a
on your
bunch of
show.
felons. I don't know why they were shocked that I got arrested when I was young. I mean, at least I didn't do it when I was married, a mother, and on TV.
Well,
Let's just say that.
I've heard, Danielle, just to say, that you're misunderstood by people who know you, friends of mine that know you, and that people don't understand you. And
No, they really, I don't think they do. And I appreciate that.
And
I
was
do.
like, that was one of the reasons that I so wanted to come on with you today, is to get to know you.
No, I appreciate that.
I think that I am misunderstood a lot myself, and there's a lot of gossip around me also out there that's controversial, and I have also a similar difficult childhood that you had, and I have a lot actually in common with some of your background. And so I just wanted to say to you that I want to say to you that I felt bad that I felt like I should try to connect with you in a real way and not a gossip way, which has been, given my show, the kind of thing I would do. And I just want to say thanks for letting me come on and get to know you.
Oh, I appreciate that. And I like the way it's happening organically. Thank you so much, Dana, for giving me faith and trust to try to see another side of me. I just think there's layers to all of us that people don't necessarily scratch to get in there to find out what's underneath that, or why we might be behaving a certain way, or what damages life might have taught us that we can lead by example for others. Right. And if they're just stuck in a perception from gossip spread by women that don't even know you, or don't even know your life before you were an adult, I would say take it with a grain of salt, but it does hurt. It does hurt. We hurt at night. And I want to unpack that with you when we go on your show and on my podcast as well. Okay. I just don't want to lose sight of this, but I don't want to also lose the relevancy of what you just said. It was very powerful, and I appreciate that so much.
Well, I wanted to say shame on me, because I do gossip, and I'm just grateful that I'm getting to know you, and I just wanted to say that to you.
Wow, that's really powerful. I think right now is the point where I need to bring something up then.
Okay, let's go.
Of you being honest, I want to talk about, there was another interview that I was going to do, and she's pretty well known. Okay. And I'll let Yvette say her name because I'm just too pissed right now to say it. But she literally was coming after me like in a supportive way, wanting me to come on her show. And she's a big housewife fanatic. She's always done right by me, even when she was on Chelsea lately. It was very funny, the stuff that she did. I've even said the skits were funny with the leg model stuff and my leg over my head. Loved it. But what I didn't like hearing is that she went ahead and she fell prey into everybody else. And she said, and she called me Beverly on her show, which I wasn't on at the time. But to do that means that you're guaranteed not to have me back, because I'm not coming back on. And I don't care when I trust somebody, I trust all the way. And I sometimes say too much. And I might have done that in the interview that I had with her, and I had them cut the whole thing. But it doesn't give you the right to be upset with me to the point where you want to then hurt me when you already know that that name was used.
You know what? Heather McDonald's is just coming off very fake to me, because we gave her this interview. Yes, of course, there was some editing done. What celebrity doesn't want to do some editing to their interviews? And then for her to kind of just, in my interpretation, she dropped the interview and just didn't want to move forward, and then go and call you something that she knows bothers you on her show. I don't know. It's fake.
So the question I have as mediator.
No, that just means a lot that you said something to me, because you're getting to know me, and apparently she fake got to know me. She didn't. Did she? Okay,
so here's my questions on that to get to the bottom of it. Did she know that that name would bother you, and she used it vindictively?
Yep, because I discussed it in my interview. That takes me back to my childhood when I was raped every night.
Okay.
By my father.
Okay. And so the other question that I have for you is, what do you think made her have a change of heart towards the situation, like with you? Because she obviously wanted you to come on and you trusted her. What changed things for you? Like, where do you think it broke?
I'm not exactly sure. I just think she caught that red light special bug that most people get when they find out that I'm going to be on their show, and people start blowing them up. They want the gossip. The press might have gotten involved. I've seen it all before. I've been at this business a very long time. Even prior to the Housewives, I was doing scripted television and theater. It's my life. But when I get down to this kind of stuff, there's just nobody values the person anymore.
Well, you know what?
People are just too busy trying to get their ratings up by using.
I want to say something about that. Yeah, I want to say this, Danielle. I know from just talking to you for 10 minutes that you are very honest and very like you're just going to throw it all the fuck out there. Okay. Now, given that, as a person that hosts you on a show, you definitely have to protect you too. So just because you're willing to say, you know, I've been raped or I've had all this stuff happen, right? It may change. So like maybe later today, you're like, I really wish I hadn't said that, but I felt it at the time. And because you're trying to put yourself out there in a real way, you can have regrets about things you say. I do it all the time. It's one of the reasons my show's edited, because I might say something I regret later. And I'm like, I went too hard. I don't really feel that angry, right? Or whatever it is, you know? So I think the situation is that somehow you probably wanting to change your mind on some things that you said pissed her off for some reason. And I don't know why. Maybe because she was excited about what you said and she wanted press and whatever. But in the end of the day, she went to a hurtful place because she felt like she lost you anyway, right? As a guest. Yeah. And now I feel like, you know, maybe at some point, you know, we could organize an apology on, you know, so everybody feels whole, because that situation with Heather and you is unfortunate because you're both very talented. She's a talented interviewer, and you are a phenomenal reality star. You are one of the top reality stars because of the fact that you bring it, because you're not afraid, because you have balls for miles. And let me tell you, that is hard to do. Okay. It took me like 6 months to grow like a tiny ball on Housewives, okay? Like a little tiny one. And that's when you see me, you know, train wreck season 3, fuck everybody. I'm drunk. I'm doing Lisa Vanderpump blowjobs, whatever. That's when I grew a small ball, okay? The balls,
small ball.
Small ball. Okay, the size of your balls truly are, you know, magnificent. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you. I like my balls. Thanks so much.
Especially in New Jersey. Those bitches are hardcore.
Man, they really are. And you know what's so funny? I really literally only in Jersey would this stuff go by and be fly. Like, you go to prison, that's fine. We'll pay you to write a book while you're in prison. Why don't we do that? Let's just keep you like you want to do something, we'll pay off the house while you're away. Don't worry about it. We just want the storyline.
Yeah, your production company's way better than Evolution. That's all I'm going to say.
It's crazy to me. I mean, for me to watch people see like what we're doing right here and breaking it down, when I see their faces light up with, oh my God, that suggestion that what could have gone this way is just what I needed. Now I'm not mad at the TV anymore. You're helping me figure out why this stuff is going on this show, because they're fake people. They're really fake, and they're desperate for storylines. I mean, here's my theory. You're going to always get what you need to get by in life. You might not always get what you want when you want it, but you'll always get what you need. Now, if you're an overindulgent bitch, then you're going to stay on a show and sacrifice your entire life just so you can have what you want, instead of realizing you've already got what you need. Why are you staying so long?
Okay, wait. This is such a good transition for something I want to talk about. Okay. So I got really excited when Joe and I know I'm not cutting forward, but so after all this shit goes down with Jennifer and Margaret, and we see, I guess in my opinion, Jennifer won that fight.
Hands down. And so we move on, and Joe gets upset because Melissa runs to the shuttle bus ahead of him and leaves him behind, which we all know is an indicator of something bigger, because that's so fucking stupid. And then they get in the shuttle, right? And they get in the shuttle, and he says, "You're a businesswoman now. It's changed, used to do what I want as, which I get because I know how they met. I heard that story. So
which is so misogynistic in like a way.
Well, you have to remember that and Danielle, correct me if I'm wrong.
Old school Italians are exactly like
Exactly. They are. And he met her with another man, I believe, on spring break. And so he took her from another man. And then she was dancing at a club. And I don't know, about that club. I don't know more about that.
I danced at the same one, honey.
And that's why I since you offered that information.
So did Erica Jane. I know.
So was it a strip club or what? I don't care. I just want to know.
I lived in New York, and I would drive out of New York, so nobody would know me, and I would work out here. After I would do some downtown, I was doing it for.
How much did that pay a night? Seriously,
I was putting myself through college. Yeah. It was ridiculous money. I don't want to get myself in trouble anymore, but like with everybody else. But I got to tell you, it was very good money. I put myself through college, and I didn't have any debt.
And by the way, to say it, even though sometimes I can be a judgy bitch about things like that, the truth is a lot of the strippers are paying their way to college to have a better life. Because a lot of them,
and then there's a lot of them that just
and they're very bright.
Find their husbands. My theory was, who are you going to find here? I don't even date in strip clubs. I'm going to date a guy that goes to a strip club. Really?
Yeah, no, of course.
But there's also women who like stripping, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I'd rather date the guy that
they feel empowered, big money, $1,000 to take your bra off. Hey.
Yeah, no, and we didn't take our tops off.
Oh, okay. So it's
that was the one thing I really loved about it. I could stay dressed, but there were those girls that were flashing like crazy. Meanwhile, all I did was dance and collect money and tell guys no. I mean, more money telling guys no.
It says something about your body, right? Like you must have a kick-ass body. So good for you.
Oh my God, for days. My body doesn't stop. It really does. It's probably genetically.
Danielle's single right now.
That I really got. I got a good blessing there genetically. But and I have no fear of being comfortable with my body. I've been judged for being so comfortable with my body that I don't understand why women would want to shut another one down just for saying, it took me a long time to be comfortable with myself after what's happened in your life. Things might have happened to make you triggered, but in my life, I've gotten through my own stuff and I'm really happy with the way I look, and I don't even work out anymore. So if I'm comfortable with that, who's to fault you,
Yeah,
Everybody's
totally.
beautiful in their own way, except for Margaret Josephs.
Well, you're in an Italian culture down there, and there's, two types of the Italian culture. There's like loosey goosey in the sense of like, I'm more open and whatever. And then there's really strict, almost prudish. Like kind of like Doris. Isn't Doris kind of prudy?
Which one's still? Oh, Dolores.
Dolores.
Ew. No.
She's not?
No. Oh, hell to the no.
Are you serious? She comes off
Totally serious, and we will save that for the podcast.
Okay.
That girl can cut loose. She dated one of the same guys I dated, not at the same time, and that guy was a kinky motherfucker. Let's just put it this way.
I'm dead.
I broke up after 2 months. She was with him for 2 years. I'm just gonna say.
Oh my God. Okay.
Wow.
I'm dying on that. Well, that's a good
Franklin Lakes,
cliffhanger.
baby.
That's a good cliffhanger.
For
what
sure.
happened to Franklin Lakes. So let's get back to this.
Okay. Sorry. So
Let's
I
go
was
to
saying,
we're gonna unpack now.
Okay,
Continue to unpack. We got people that we have now done the hot topics.
Oh.
Thing that bothered me the most was, I believe, Margaret trying really hard to push this book as a Me Too movement / maybe not a Me Too movement kind of thing. It either is or it isn't. That's my say on it. And you know what? It isn't, because her to not have sympathy for somebody who was abused when she just last year slandered me by using that name that I finally became comfortable with again. And she used it in a derogatory way to bring back memories and get me attacked online. I'm going to say Margaret Josephs is a front runner for that fucking hot seat again. And that's where I'm putting her ass. I'm putting that trout mouth right in that fucking hot seat. And you know who can join her there?
who?
I believe Joey Gorga. He's too dramatic. He's acting too much, and I don't like it.
Okay, but
the scene with his father, I didn't like the fact that was the same exact way he acted when we opened that fake restaurant of his.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
same speech, same tears.
So this is it, right? So he meets her at that dance club. She goes home with him forever. Okay. So I'm saying opposite to you. Okay. That's why I'm going with this. So I'm saying that Joe has been insecure since he met her at 24 years old because of all of these things, like the dance club, taking her away from this other dude. And now I think he sees her as getting her own money, her own fame. And he says, fame is the devil, right? That's what he says. And he has this huge thing where he's saying, you're distancing me. You're distancing yourself from me, Melissa. So my feeling is that there is some legit, like behind the scenes shit maybe happening. Like maybe there is some cheating or something happening.
What did I say, Yvette? What did I say from the beginning?
Yeah, you did mention that, and I was kind of like, not excited, I shouldn't use that, but watching last night's episode, I felt like something would come to light. But then I was disappointed again. I feel like this show just keeps kind of like building me up.
I think, but I think also because it is easy for them to fall into that fight. I see their faces, I see their eye contact, and I know for real, underneath it all, there's something going on there. They're going to keep faking it until they break it. But Melissa she doesn't trust Joey. I know that from working with her. Whenever we were on cast trips, she would constantly ask him, where are you? What are you doing? Why did you go out? Why aren't you with the kids? Why didn't you go see your father? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And Joey liked to be out. And he said that to the guys many times. He was very loud about that. I'm my own man. I do what I want to do. And, I think the shorter they are, no offense to the short men out there.
Hey, watch it.
No.
Watch it.
No, I'm talking about Italian.
I like short men. I
don't like any particular height in a man. I'm going to be honest with you. What I look for is a man that stands tall without being tall. I like a man.
Are you tall, Danielle? Danielle, how tall are you?
5'4.5".
Okay, I'm 5'3.5".
Yeah.
But she looks like she's 7 feet in person.
Yeah, I just look super tall. Because I have very
tall.
long legs, and that's what I made most of my money with, is modeling.
Yes. So Dana, would you say that you're putting Melissa in the hot seat then?
I'm putting, the hot seat. No, I kind of want to put Teresa in the hot seat about, in a different way, because I feel like
Same.
Teresa's bringing all this drama, and then she's sort of exiting stage left, every time. Like she
got to
even
go
this week.
collect more information because Teresa can't maintain that thought too long. Remember.
Well, let me tell you this, Danielle. She goes, when she said, well, maybe there's something more to this with my brother and Melissa.
The accent.
So, wink, wink. I don't know nothing, but maybe there's something more here. Come on. So I was like, so that was like actually the killer blow, and it came from her, Teresa, on the sly, sleuth-like.
So nobody
And
else
also-
told the whole Jackie thing, saying something about Melissa. I'm going to replay that then, I think.
Yeah, we have to.
I
don't
wouldn't put it
remember
past her, that's for sure.
Well, okay. And then I wanted to say something about what advice. I mean, remember they go to dinner and Danielle, you remember when they go to dinner and they're giving Teresa advice about like her relationships, like, or what she should be looking for in a guy? I mean, do you feel like she's found that with her new boyfriend?
No, I mean, what is she going to do? She's going to manage his house for him? It's not her house. It's 3 doors down from her house, which didn't sell for $5 million in Towako. It sold for, what it should have sold for. A nice house. My house sold for what I bought it for, but hey, I wasn't overpricing my house either. And it was in Inglewood, which is right outside the city, folks. So Towako, just for those of you who don't know where that is, it's about 45 minutes from the city without traffic. So
Far.
it's not going to get that type price point, no matter how beautiful or big it might be. It's just not going to be priced at that. Montville, another town over, yeah, because all the homes and all the real estate and the taxes are very high. But it's not Montville, so that's the way it goes. And if she got a house 3 doors down, it probably is in Montville, and it's her boyfriend's house, not her house. I love how TMZ tried to make it hers. And not for nothing, you've been working all these years on TV and you haven't bought another home yet. Where's all your money? I don't care about all that court stuff. Bravo paid for most of it anyway, but where is all her money? Why would you stay on a show that's not making you millions of dollars? Why? Why would you stay on a show like that? I mean, come on.
We need to find out her pay. You got to find out her pay.
Oh, I know her pay. I'm not sharing it here, but I know her pay because people are going to not be able to swallow their food tonight. They're going to be vomiting, knowing that this woman's paid to go to prison, that kind of money. But anyway, I believe Teresa is always in the hot seat because she's a little puppet. She does whatever it takes to make sure that show stays on. But I think she should be more focused on her family now.
How do you feel about her bringing the memorial onto the show?
I didn't like
of
that.
her father.
I didn't like it. But I never liked that. I wouldn't even put up a picture with my own little pet, my little Fendi. It took me like 5-6 days to tell people. I don't like to share those moments. To have your children read aloud something that personal to their nonna. I mean, I would never put my kids in that position. I mean, I originally left the show for a few seasons way back in the beginning because my kids just couldn't take it anymore. Why would you put your kids through that? I don't know. What's your theory on that, Dana? I think there's certain things we should keep to ourselves. I don't care, public figure or not. You have the right to decide privacy.
I think that Teresa is trying to show another side to herself to stay well-rounded and liked as a fan favorite on the show. Therefore, she's suggesting things like that to production that are obviously kind of bring the brother piece into it, because sisters and brothers and, Kardashian, the sisters, all that plays out really well in reality TV. So I think what she's trying to do is it's strategic. I think she wanted to share with the fans this other side of her and her brother that shows this softer side that is not the stereotypical reality TV show like shit starting Teresa. And I really believe that that's where that came from and why they showed it.
Okay.
But I do want to say that
disagree.
you pay dearly with that though.
Yeah, and I disagree, and here's why.
Okay, go.
Because I know
it.
Teresa.
Just don't
and
hit me.
I like that you went there. I like that you want to give her credit for being that thoughtful.
Yeah.
And processing it. No, Here's how Teresa goes. What did I say? Okay, this is what I said. And then what did I do? I got really mad. I threw it. What did I throw? I threw a bottle.
Oh my God.
And now, Teresa, do something really extreme. What's extreme? No, extreme, Teresa. What's extreme? No, extreme, Teresa. Do something really out of control. What the fuck are you going to do about it, huh? That's Teresa. That's Teresa in a moment. Don't think for a minute that she had any thought process. Here's what the producers are doing. Teresa, we've got to get a storyline, which brings you and Joey back together. I'm breaking it down here, folks. We're unpacking it. And this is what happens.
Okay.
I know there's going to be tons of memes over that whole last thing with Teresa, but I don't give a shit. I keep it real here. And this is my show, the day after show.
Yeah.
So
I'm definitely going to meme that.
This, I want to just say this, the producers need to show Teresa and Joey getting along because she's got to carry that show now that I'm gone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all on her. And
For
that
sure.
means she's got to get the shit too.
Yeah.
So Joey and Teresa have to come back together somehow. So then they're going to, I know, have all the kids come and read an emotional letter, exploit them. Not with those words, but they said, just have all the kids come. You'll see everyone will feel sympathy for you again. They're trying to gain sympathy and using their dead parent to do so. And I find it disgusting and completely disrespectful.
Wow. That was a lot to eat, Danielle.
She
I got
never
more, honey. I'm Italian. I'll
disappoints.
feed you all day.
Hey, guess what? I'm Italian too. I'm half Italian. Yeah.
That's great. We need to cook together.
And I'm from Boston. Yeah.
I'm marrying an Italian, so
So by
that's
proxy, you're
spicy.
Italian.
Yeah, see? You're going to be having that. You're going to be having those giant Thanksgivings pretty soon.
It's just crazy. Everything's about food. It's
Yeah.
all about the food.
Yeah.
That's all we care about. Food.
I mean,
I cook
so,
it. There's nobody here. I was cooking for my dog all these years. Nobody's
oh my God,
here.
you're the best cook too. I'll come
Thank
over
you.
after the
Oh, I know
vaccine.
you've been to some of my barbecues where I cook like 79 pounds of ribs.
You
But
could
that's
do
not all I make.
You could
I
do
make
like a
everything.
special of your show and like Lisa Vanderpump's doing with Overserved, and we'll just have like an Italian dinner and you cook and we just gossip.
I'm so extra
the
with all the
shit.
food.
Oh my God, I love that idea. I love that
You
idea.
just gotta wear
As
your
we,
big boy pants. that's all.
Meatballs. Yeah. The whole
Oh,
thing.
as we're
over the
getting
top.
ready,
But we're gluten and
to-
dairy free, so but you won't
Oh,
miss
you're
it.
not Italian. You lie.
Oh no. I have an allergy to dairy, and my daughter has a gluten allergy.
Oh my
so
gosh, you're
celiac,
kidding.
yeah.
Well,
So I
my,
did
my
all
grandma hates
recipes
pasta. So
without it, and I'll be honest with you, you don't miss it. Ask Yvette, you wouldn't even know that it doesn't have it in it.
you wouldn't
I'm
even be
that
able to
good.
tell.
Yeah.
For sure,
So
for
back
sure.
to this, I want to ask Yvette, who are you putting in the hot seat?
I definitely, I'm considering putting Joe Benigno in the hot seat. I agree with Dana. I feel like he lied, and I feel like nobody called him out on it. And yeah, I don't know.
Good.
I think
Okay.
he should be a man and own up to everything that he said.
Yeah. And I'm going to go with something a little different this week. I want to put somebody they have the husbands on here like no other franchise, no other part of the franchise.
That's right.
It's all about they can't carry a storyline, these bitches. You know, when I was there, at least the husbands disappeared a little bit, because I could carry it. They got to learn what they're doing here because I'm calling them out. They better get ahead of the game because girls, I'm coming for you. And who I'm putting in my favorites for this week is as a husband, I'm going to say Bill Aiden. The way you put on your wife's shoes and the way you stand by her is something to be looked up to and revered. And don't stop, Bill. Don't stop it. Jennifer, it doesn't mean I like you, bitch. Doesn't mean I like you.
Please,
You're just
come on,
really
Danielle.
lucky. You got a
Let's
good
not
man.
go nuts, lady. Let's not go.
Yeah. Take it easy there. I'm not soft or anything. Not at all. But I'm going to say Bill Aiden deserves a big star. He really does, because none of those other men, they all talk about how good they are to their wives and how good they want to be treated by their wives. And you just see Bill Aiden just doing it.
I would have been so happy to have a husband on the show. It would make it 10 times easier because you get
Hell
somebody
yeah.
to talk to. Like you could be like, oh, you know, she's a bitch and da da da, and I felt pain. It's deep down, it hurt my feel. I mean, no husband, you're kind of fucked. You have to talk to yourself. You're like, hope someone hears you. You know, like
Yeah,
it's a
I mean, I did a
nightmare.
lot of praying, honey. I was
Yeah,
praying.
exactly.
I was praying, God, please don't let me kill anybody and please don't let me die.
The right
Exactly.
person is out there for you girls. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, I believe that. We'll get that down. So I believe today we've come to all of our topics, and
Okay.
we really want to hear from all of you, the viewers, the fans, the obsessions. If you got any insights for Dana you'd like to copy us on, be sure to tag Dana in that. Also, I want to make sure that you guys tune in every Wednesday. I go live 9 p.m. On Instagram. And it is a live show, remember? So I'm not reading all of your comments, but come and join us for Danielle's viewing party. And then the day after show, which you can find on my YouTube channel by clicking my bio in my Instagram. And if you don't go there, you can go to the original Danielle Staub, which is my YouTube channel. We have a full verification now, so we're ready to go. And we're looking for all of you to join us over there, and be sure to subscribe so we can vibe. Don't forget about my podcast. We got extra episodes this week. We're doing 2 episodes, and that's absolutely Danielle. We're looking at a name change, so look for that too. And be sure to subscribe so we can vibe you over there as well. But I don't want to leave without saying I'm going to be joining Dana on her show, and I'm going to let Dana tell you about that before we close.
My show is called Dishing Drama, Dana Wilkey Uncensored, and I don't interview people. I co-host and we gossip together. And we share our insider information, which sometimes comes from being on a reality TV show, or it could be just being in the entertainment industry. Sometimes I have people like, I just had Jay Edelson on the show, who's the one who's taking down Tom Girardi and Erica Jane and Girardi, right? So he's the attorney that is representing the plane victims. So I gossip with all types of people. Okay, really. Yeah.
I like that. You and I have to talk. I love that. So one more time, they can find your show at.
Okay. My show is on all of the podcast things, but mostly on Patreon, because I do lots of secret stuff, audios and videos and stuff on Patreon. And it's called Dishing Drama, Dana Wilkey Uncensored. And please follow me. I'm just starting on Instagram. I got on Instagram in September. So I need people. I'm kind of a loser right now. But,
no, you're not. You're hanging out with the cool girl now. So honey,
I love it. Thank you, Danielle.
So we're going to make sure to put Dana's information in with the content. Make sure you put her information in there for Instagram, please.
Thanks so much.
Post it up.
Of course, you got it, Dana. Thank you so much.
Woo, woo, woo.
Love you dearly, honey. Thank you everyone for joining us here. And I guess I'm going to see you soon. We're going to be meeting again soon, I think next week.
Next week, baby.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone stay tuned. What's the date on my interview with you on your show?
I think we're doing next week on Thursday sometime.
Thursday.
So, yeah.
Perfect. So next Thursday, I don't know what that date is, but maybe Yvette.
I think it's the 15th.
15th. That's what it is. Yes, the
Yay.
15th. Thank you, Yvette. I wouldn't have gotten there without you, even though I acted like I would have. We love all you guys so much. Make sure to give yourself a big virtual hug from me to you, and say a little prayer for my little Fendi up there. She's enjoying herself, but I need all the prayers to go to her so she can rest in peace, because she was my peace this whole 14 years of her life here on earth. God bless you, everyone. Love you, Yvette.
Bye.
Thank you, Dana.
Love you guys. Thanks, Dana.
Bye, everyone.